two cities just 10 minutes apart could feel like completely different worlds. Well, if you're debating between Brea and Anaheim, you're not alone. And today we're breaking down the pros, the cons, and key differences that actually matter if you're planning to live here. And if you're new here, I'm Monica, local resident of Anaheim and a real estate agent here in North OC. Now, I specialize in helping people find not just a house, but the right fit. So if you're thinking about making a move, schedule a call with me. My calendar link is in the description below. Let's get back into this video. First and foremost, what's important is cost of living and affordability. Now, Anaheim is the more affordable choice. The median home price here is currently around $882,000 according to the MLS. Now, $882,000 is going to for sure get you a condo, 2 to 3 bedrooms perhaps, definitely one. But if you're looking for a single family home, you're probably going to find something pretty entry level. Maybe you'll get a 3 bedroom, maybe it'll be a 2 bedroom, small square footage, but it'll be an older home that might need a little bit of work. So keep that in mind. Now, what it's good for is, of course, first-time home buyers and investors and those that are looking for better prices and a better value for what you get. The downside, however, would be that some neighborhoods can feel a little bit crowded, especially the closer you get to the downtown area. There's going to be some neighborhoods with parking permits. Some are just going to be a little bit overcrowded because there's high density housing nearby. So keep that in mind. The further you are away from the city center and downtown, the better the parking will be. Now, Brea's median home price is slightly higher, and that's around $1,175,000, also according to MLS. Now, you're gonna have fewer entry-level options here. Brea is comprised more of single-family homes and a few condos scattered throughout. There are some newer developments with condos, but you're basically going to be in a condo price point at the median home price in Brea. Now, for a single family home at this price point, you can get a pretty decent home. It most likely is going to be an older home, like built in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and maybe needs a little bit of work, but you'll be in a really good neighborhood and parking will be a little bit easier. But this is definitely good for buyers who want a suburban feel and want to be in a really good school district. Now, the potential downside is that there is less inventory, and because of the good school districts, the competition can be really fierce when buying homes here in Brea. Now, my take on this, if you're on a budget and schools don't really matter, you're not looking for the top tier school, Anaheim gives you a lot more variety. And of course, if you want those top rated schools, Brea is going to be the best bet. You've got some newer neighborhoods that Anaheim has, and it really has that suburban feel. Next, let's talk about the lifestyle and community vibe that you're gonna get. So starting with Anaheim, of course, it's known for its diversity and its energy. Anaheim blends tourism with everyday life. So of course, you've got Disneyland, the Packing District, and a strong mix of local small businesses. Now, us residents, we really love the entertainment options, the walkability in certain areas, and there is really easy access to public transportation. Now, the con is it is heavier traffic near tourist zones and near all the construction as well. Now, Brea, on the other hand, offers a more tight-knit suburban vibe with strong community events, clean neighborhoods, and highly rated public schools. Now, residents here love the Brea Mall, which, if you've seen one of my past videos, it's going through a complete transformation. The Birch Street Promenade, where you've got lots of local restaurants, there's also the Improv there, and it's a very family-friendly atmosphere in Brea. The con is, it really can feel a little bit less dynamic or slower paced compared to Anaheim, maybe a little bit more boring, I don't know. But I definitely feel Brea is a little bit more of a family community, a little more of a family vibe. I feel like Anaheim's a little more young professional, but that's just my take. Both are very diverse. But if you do love walkability and you like a mix of cultures, Anaheim might be the right space for you. Now, if you want to be that safe suburban bubble with the top schools and neighbors that you'll run into at Trader Joe's, then Brea wins that one. So now let's talk about developments in each of these cities, because both of them are actually seeing quite a bit. Now, of course, Anaheim is seeing a lot more, being that it has a $4 billion project right now under construction, the OC Vibe. You can watch one of my videos on that. I've got a couple, but it's a mixed-use project around the Honda Center that's adding housing, more entertainment, office space, outdoor space, and so much more. There's also the Disneyland Forward project, which is almost $2 billion. This is going to be a huge expansion, bringing new lands to Disneyland, new infrastructure around Disneyland, and it's going to create more jobs. There's also more industrial and mixed-use projects near Ball Road and Anaheim Boulevard as well. Now, the pros of this is that there's a lot of potential for equity growth. So this could be a really good long-term investment for, even if it's just your home and you want to move up, take that equity and move up to another city. I see that happening a lot. I help a lot of clients do that. And to be honest, one of those cities that they like to move to is Brea, which is why I'm doing this video. But the con of this area, of course, is there's lots of construction going on, and in some areas more than the others. But Anaheim is just seeing a lot of development, so yeah, traffic. And back to Brea. Now, Brea is seeing some redevelopment at the Brea Mall. They're getting 380 new luxury apartments, a Lifetime Fitness, new restaurants, and more retail. Now, this is really neat because it's kind of creating that luxury vibe in a suburban area. So I can see a lot of really positive things happening here for home values. But I mean, we can only just predict that it'll be more desirable in the near future. Now, there are going to be new communities as well being built. I know Lennar is proposing 179 new single-family home development called Greenbrier, as well as another community, a tiny one, by City Ventures in South Brea on Brea Boulevard, 32 units. Now, the pro of all of this in Brea is basically all of this new development is just making it look even nicer than it already does. On the other hand, as opposed to Anaheim, there is less buzz for Brea, and the project timelines are just really slow. Well, now, my take, Anaheim is growing bigger and faster, of course, because it has Disneyland, and Disneyland's funding a lot of this stuff. Also, Anaheim is just a very well-funded city. So, of course, that's going to be bigger, better. So if you're looking for the bigger, better, lots of things to do near you, Anaheim's probably better for you. If you want nice things near you, but you want more of that suburban vibe, then Brea is definitely a better choice. And so, of course, having things to do, let's talk about the entertainment that each city has. Now, Anaheim, of course, has Disneyland, Angel Stadium, Honda Center, the Anaheim Packing House. The food scene here is pretty awesome. So it's definitely growing with a lot of trendy breweries and really diverse dining. Now, what I love about Anaheim is that the restaurants that come in are mostly smaller businesses. And in Brea, we'll talk about that, but you'll see more chains popping up there than you will in Anaheim. The con of all of the entertainment and happenings here in Anaheim, of course, is going to be parking and crowds. So, you know, it might not be everyone's favorite thing to drive near Angel Stadium during an Angel game or a Honda Center during a concert. So, yeah, you don't want to be in those areas during that time. So just have to kind of watch out for the timelines. Now, Brea, on the other hand, they have very little entertainment, but the Birch Street Promenade has the Improv. I know I've been there a few times. What else is there in Brea? I don't know. Honestly, Brea is a really sleepy town, so having the Brea Mall and the new Brea Mall is going to help. But anyway, if you like a little bit more outdoorsy things, there is more access to trails and really nice parks and even a newer sports park. And you can even drive up, Carbon Canyon, and you've got your own like little redwood forest. It's a beautiful place to go for a hike. But yeah, Anaheim doesn't have that. Anaheim Hills does, but Anaheim proper, no. So the food scene in Brea, as I mentioned before, is a mix of casual local spots, but honestly, there's a lot of chains in Brea, and lots of chicken places. All right, but my take, if you want a city that never sleeps and always has something going on, then obviously Anaheim's going to be that for you. But if you want a more laid-back, cozy weekend with coffee, maybe some local shops and a park stroll, then Brea is probably the better option for you. And last but not least, this is probably the biggest reason why people move to Brea, and that's schools and education. So first, talking about Anaheim, now there's mixed ratings for Anaheim. The best areas are going to be in Anaheim Hills, which is actually Orange Unified School District. And then for Anaheim, any of the schools that are in the magnet programs are rated a little bit higher. It does have really strong private and charter school options as well. Now, Brea consistently ranks higher across public school ratings across Orange County, and that's Brea Olinda Unified. And then if you want to learn more about schools in each of these areas, the best resource I can mention is just logging into greatschools.org, and then also asking around, talking to parents who have their kids at different schools in the area. It's crazy to think that these two cities are only 10 minutes apart and are pretty different. Now, I think you should choose Anaheim if you want more diversity, more energy, and really a long-term upside in value because of all the development that's happening in Anaheim. It's also a great place to start, a great starter home, build up some equity after a few years, sell, and move to the next city that you want. Maybe that city is Brea, but it's definitely a great option for that. Now, I think you should choose Brea if you prefer it to be quieter, family-first community with newer homes and top-rated schools in the county. Okay, but I want to hear your thoughts. What is most important to you in the city that you choose to live in the home that you want to live in? I want to hear your thoughts, so drop it in the comments. And if you're planning to move to either city, I really want to hear from you. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you find that right fit. So you can always contact me through the Calendly link in the description below. But we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. See you soon.